And Deandra will begin.
All right, an early strategical choice is that Carolyn's going to make Deandra finish on the lane she's struggled more on so far.
I think struggle is a relative term tonight for Deandra. She is just rolling. She struck 4 through 10 straight through in her last match, even while making a ball change. And then drops a quick strike in here to open the match. Of course, Carolyn married to Ballard, Hall of Famer. He is here tonight. Sometimes we'll keep score for us, but he's going to, he's working as a ball rep this evening. Well, why not? Mixed them up.
For the classic style of Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, this is what you teach everyone. You want that shoulder high backswing just as her foot gets in front of her head. You want the arm swing to be perfectly level right there. She comes through it, back foot down, which keeps her head from getting too far in front of her knee. Once you get too far in front of there, you lose leverage and accuracy.
The other thing about Carolyn is she is an incredibly tenacious competitor, and you mentioned that focus is a big key for her.
Well, at this stage of her career, it's really easy to start thinking about how many more times I'm going to have a chance at this. You know, I've been here before. There's lots of baggage sometimes and some good things too. But staying in the moment and making your best shots.
Get out it did. She opens up with a double. Well, she had an interesting conversation with us yesterday about that very same subject. She's pretty much done it all in bowling. And she begins to wonder, and with, you know, her husband has battled some health issues, and that has affected them the past couple of years. And there's Dell right there, and he's doing well, by the way. And he's been battling cancer for a couple of years, but seems to be on the right road. That'll affect you, much as we talked about Deandra having a child and how that's changed her. And hasn't changed her bowling, though. My goodness. So we're off to a fabulous start here. All right, here's our Facebook question, Chris. This is for you. With the exception of Diandra Asbaty, it doesn't appear the girls who crossed a lot of boards did well this week. Why? Chris Carter, congratulations, by the way. You are a winner.
Well, over in the other bowling center, it was a higher lineage center with HPL lanes versus these Pro-Am lanes. They hook a lot more. It forced the ones that hooked it to play much deeper on the lane. The players that played straighter were able to play in the 12-13 range where Carolyn is now, and had plenty of hook, and they were able to create more area and keep the ball in line from pair to pair. As they moved to the pairs in the middle of the house, there was a lot of players that did hook it a lot, but they got eliminated on a few of the pairs in through there.
After what seemed like a half an hour, she finally didn't strike.
A lot of good shots in a row, and that's going to be the key. Is that left lane for her looks like it hooks much more. It hooks probably 2 to 3 more. She's got to keep moving left. There should be plenty of fresh oil there. She's just got to get there. It's a great tip for those at home managing anxiety. She takes a couple of deep breaths, at least a couple of deep breaths before every single shot. Helps relax her body, gets rid of some of that fight or flight instinct that you get.
You realize she threw 11 straight strikes over the end of the last game to the beginning of this one? As you see with Carolyn Dorin-Ballard's done such a tough match play player, always has been. She was 8th after qualifying, when she did not lose in match play and defeated Stephanie Nation to earn the #1 seed on the show.
She's grinded her way through.
She always does.
A lot of good shots, cut down to the 9th and 10th frame, and just turn into a shot maker's thing at the end, which is her strength.
And nope, no break on the 10 pin.
Talking with her husband Dell, their strategy was indeed to move a little bit left of where the other Stephanie and Josie had played, and Liz as well. She's crossing right around the 13th board, which our CATS data shows. This time leaving a flat 10, but she's using a crossroads, a little higher RG ball. She's trying to get the ball to float through there and hope that it saves enough energy to change directions down lane. She knows Deandra's going to have more area in the lane. She's got to try and make better shots to overcome that.
Chris, one of the things that's happened over Carolyn's career as you go down the road is you change some things.
Yes, before this year, she started to get a little bit of tendonitis in her middle finger, so she went from a pitch where you see on top that she had under, so her fingers went back underneath the ball. Now she's going away with those pitches, lets her hand lay flatter on the ball. The end result, it takes a lot of pressure off that middle finger. For a ball roll, it means now she projects it down the lane rather than trying to pitch it up and make it hook.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, that finger was so bad, she couldn't bowl hardly. She can bowl now, though.
And inadvertently, it reminds me of her form more like in 2001 when she had that dominating year. She wasn't trying to make it the ball hook then. She was projecting the ball down the lane. Her ball had more energy, and she found a way to tickle the pins down by just good shot making and good ball roll at the proper time. She started trying to hook the ball more, and she actually had a little less success.
This is going to be a great match. It already is off to a wonderful start. This is Diandra 2007 in Charlotte, and that was the 147. Now again, there's Kelly Kulick. That's pretty tough already, but Diandra just had a disaster. She was the #1 qualifier for the event, and it just didn't go her way. And that has been something that she told us has motivated her ever since. And instead of making it a negative, she's tried to turn it into a positive.
Well, there's two ways to go from those kind of experiences. You either cower away from going in the same spot again, or you bounce back and make it different. She's determined to make it different.
Oh. Ooh, what happened? No, that's what happened.
Her grip came out of her ball and stayed on her finger.
It apparently really doesn't matter. If there is a casino nearby, she needs to go tonight.
Well, we talk about knocking the holes out of the ball sometimes, ripping the grips out. Literally. It's amazing she still got that much on it.
When I heard her say, "Oh no," I thought it was going to go in the channel for a second, and then it ends up going for 10 straight back. So she's got it all going tonight.
Ball rep Chris Schlemmer just went to get some glue, going to try and get that grip glued in. Fortunately, with 2 frames there, they should be able to do that with relative ease. 10 down to tie it up.
Come on. Hit it.
Nope.
Shot. Good shot.
Was it a good shot?
It was a good shot. It's actually exactly the same speed as the first 2 shots on this lane. Cross right at 12.8 boards, according to Cats. And but she's going to have to make a little bit of move. You could move just like a half board right with your feet there and try. I think actually she probably needs to get a little bit slower. It seems like there's just so much oil down the lane on that lane that it's not going through the pins.
There's Alyssa, her daughter. Got a great seat in the house here at the ITRC. And there's Dell. And there's, look, that's Chris Barnes back there too, professional bowler. Dell could play.
Oh, no doubt.
Dell could definitely play. So if you're wondering, sometimes when Carolyn sits down and looks over to her right, she's looking at Dell, and in that unique hand language that bowlers have, they can communicate without a word.
Get out. Yeah.
Wow. Got a huge break to break up that 4-7. That might not have been her best shot, but she got it. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard trying to get that second Queens championship. It was 2001 that she won her last and had not been on the show. She had racked up some 6th place finish. Well, much eavesdropped a little bit.
Okay. I moved a half and I tried to pitch it. Gotcha. And I thought it would hit it. Actually, it made the move more than the other. What do you think I should?
Actually, do that again. So good. Stay where you did last time and stay with it. Don't wait.
Okay.
Because, I mean, what else is there to do?
Right, and on the left,
70 thinks the right lane. 70 thinks the right lane hooks more.
I think the left lane does. And I think the left lane does. And the thing is, on that quick 4, I almost feel like I could go 1 and 1 parallel left because I pulled.
Okay, then do it.
Or just my feet, not my eyes.
And then and then makes.
Yeah, and she went right after that, and they talked about what to do in that right lane with up 2 flat 10s. After the first one, she moved to half right. She's going to move another half right on that lane. The 1-in-1 parallel means she's going to move her feet and her eyes one left on the left lane, which for her and now Deandra both is hooking more.
Good.
And that's the first big-time mistake. As you take a look at her husband, John, who was a tremendous bowler in college, an All-American himself.
Again, one of the hardest shots to make is the one right out of the break. Shoulders closed down a little bit early. She gets the ball inside a target about 1.5 boards. Cutting through. She was hoping just leave something I can make. The 4-6-10 and turn this match upside down now.
She went from the leader to 5 pins behind, and Dorin-Ballard is on a strike in the 6th.
And she'll have a chance to turn into a 15-pin advantage. Deandra has the better overall reaction, plus she has a couple of games under her belt, but Carolyn has the puncher's chance, so to speak, which in this case is the shot maker's chance.
Yeah. It's always a test to see how you come back from adversity. Fairly well. That's a tremendous shot by Diandra Asbaty in the 7th frame to rally back. Take a look at our friend, the USBC Executive Director, Stu Upson. Huge hockey fan, Stu. You see what Carolyn has done. So the left lane's been her friend. She can go up to 259 max. A lot of reaction on those pins, and the 7 takes a tumble.
Made the little move right with her feet. She actually got the ball a little further right at the arrows too, crossing right at the 11th board. This time tickling him down. The 7-pin being the problem. She has a lot more pins over there trying to take care of that one than she did trying to take care of that 10-pin. So 15-pin advantage, both girls on strikes. Through 7, 3 frames to go to decide the Queens Championship.
Which Diandra Asbaty has not won, but CDB has, and it would be her 4th major if she can make it 2 Queens. And we mentioned that Deandra has already violated the shot clock. Carolyn knows in advance she's going to violate the shot clock, and it doesn't bother her one bit. 3 violations already.
Yes.
However, that's 3 strikes in a row either. So she'll violate the shot clock rules all night if she gets out of here with the tiara.
Well, sometimes the hardest thing to do, she knew she was going to make a board move left, is to completely commit to that move and go ahead and make your best shot without doubts creeping in halfway up. That was one of her best shots in the entire match.
So now it's on Diandra Asbaty, who has been brilliant in working her way up the ladder. This is her 3rd match. She has been sharp tonight. Well, this week, ESPN and ESPN2 have a couple of great ball games. First, Wednesday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Albert Pujols and the Angels visit Evan Longoria and the Rays. SportsCenter will be seen in Los Angeles and in Tampa. Then Sunday night at 8 Eastern on ESPN, it's a rematch of last year's AL Division Series as the Rays visit Josh Hamilton and the Rangers. Both games are available on ESPN3 and also live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. Man, is Hamilton dialed in, as well as these 2 bowlers are.
2 frames to go. Deandra can strike out for 244. Carolyn 259.
She may have to strike out for the 244. That's John watching, and he's happy about it.
This is 2 great players making fantastic shots when it matters most. Posts it up right here, moves a little bit further left. She asked it to push, but it really never looked in danger of going high. It's a great ball change. It's worked. She already had the left lane pretty well under control, but the right lane, this gave her all the opportunity to win this match, where I don't think the previous choice would have.
Seven? Nope. Stiff. How much do you think what we heard a few minutes ago as we came back helped?
Tremendously. Tremendously. She was already on the right idea, but to have a set of eyes behind you that is that confident and that much experience in itself is almost immeasurable to give you that. He has the worst seat in the house having to watch those shots. I've been there before. But she made a great shot there, leaving a 7-pin. Her max score is now 238. Hook a little.
Oh boy. All right, got it.
No matter what she does, she cannot shut Deandra out.
And you have got to think that Deandra is so capable of striking out as well as she has bowled. Kathy?
Well, like Chris said, you have two great bowlers making excellent shots. The results are the same, but look at how these ladies are getting to the pocket differently. Deandra's A game. She likes to move left and open up the lane. Carolyn would rather stay straighter to the right and go up the back of it and play with her hand positions.
This is the lane where she hasn't missed yet. Oh, no. A ringing 10. Wow.
At the biggest moment, she throws her best shot. 6 right around the bottom of the 10. This ball is so close to the shot on the Cats data compared to the last one in that lane. You can't believe that it could be any different result.
Got to stay focused and not let up on this 10. She does not.
She still has a great opportunity to win this title. She needs 8 pins here, really 7 pins here to force Deandra to throw the first strike in the 10th to win.
My bad.
And you know, you bowl for a long, long time. Sometimes you forget. It's still your turn. So she strikes out for 227.
The real important number here, 7 pins or more.
Okay. That's a pro right there.
Good game.
She's done all she can do. Now she'll sit in the chair and just have to wait it out. What does Deandra have to do here?
It comes down to this. She needs a strike and 7 pins to win the 2012 Queens.
And to be a major champion for the first time in her career.
Hook, hook, hook.
Oh my goodness, there was some doubt in her voice. She can't believe that struck. 7 pins away from the championship.
This shot, though, is exactly the same board and exactly the same speed as her last shot in that lane. She missed it just a little bit at the bottom. That's what all the talk is about at the foul line.
Now, she's got to recover, though. I mean, the reaction, she's in a little bit of shock.
She still needs 7 here.
It is appropriate that she has another strike. She has been brilliant all night. And Diandra Asbaty, her husband John, celebrating. Madden at home is a happy man because Madden's mom is the USBC-Queens champion. Diandra Asbaty has picked up her first major, and she was brilliant tonight. Diandra Asbaty defeats CDB to take the Queens to $20,000 the tiara, and she will be a major champion for life. We'll meet her in a moment.
For the tiara, Missy Parkin, the 2011 champ, now the 2012 champion, owns the hardware and the tiara. Diandra Asbaty, and the $20,000 check as well with Andrew Kane. Thank you, Andrew, very much. And we'll get Deandra a very big ATM to cash that check. Okay, we just have a couple of seconds here. What is going through your mind right now?
I just can't believe it. I just want to thank everybody that supported me. My family, Madden, Storm, Etonic, Turbo, all the coaches, Jason Belmonte, Ron Hoppy, the International Art of Bowling. I could not have done this without all of their help. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's every girl's dream to throw it in the 10th, to win it against an amazing player like Carolyn, who I admired growing up. So I have no words except all those.
We have one word for you. Congratulations, Deandra. You certainly earned it. Diandra Asbaty is the winner of the 2012 USBC-Queens. For information on upcoming tournaments, log on the official website at bowlingbowl.com and join us July 3rd at 8 p.m. for the 2012 U.S. Women's Open. Coming up next, E60. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.